First off, Chad, we're gonna start with a similar game that we started with the other night, where we were forehead to forehead grip fighting. Except now I'm gonna add one additional focus for you. So when we first start, your whole goal, I give you 2 tasks. There is no win condition in this game. The 2 tasks you have is, first off, I'm looking to make contact with his chest with my head, and by any means necessary. But eventually, I want to work to this inside position with my forehead in his chest. From here, I want to, at all times, have more hands than he has on me. I want more hands on him than he has on me, okay? So as we start to play, go ahead. I'm always looking to work back to the inside position with my head. I'm looking to have more hands on him than he has on me. Cool? We're going to do that continuously. We're not looking for a takedown, nothing. Like, that's it. We're just looking to have as much time, have more time with your hands on him than he had on you, with your head also on his chest. Cool? We're going to add to this where same tasks I already had. I'm looking to get my head on the inside position, and I'm looking to always have more hands on him than he has on me, except now I have a way to win. Okay? Anytime I lock my hands in a circle around his upper body, anywhere from his hips above, I'll win, and we reset. Specifically, the other day, we played this circle game, and we said legs are a win condition too. Right now, I want you to only go for upper body. Right? So we're playing. I'm looking to get inside and lock my hands in a circle anywhere above his hips. Okay? And goes without saying, or maybe it doesn't go without saying, under the arms as well. All right? The only time this is going to not be the case is if somehow his posture breaks down and I can lock my hands here, then we'll accept an arm on the inside. But we'll also accept this. Okay? So you can use any means necessary if you want to go for this win, or you can go for this win. We'll count any and all, whether you're in the back, the front, the side, doesn't matter, as long as you lock your hands. Cool? We get a lot. Camping, same from the other night. Okay? The objective is I'm gonna go ahead and start in the camping position. Okay, so just to review this, I want to occupy the space between his knee and his chest at all times, especially his the far side leg. That's always going to be the leg he uses to recover his guard. Okay, his whole goal is to use that leg. Go ahead, to start high legging, and he can use that to realign. Remember, the concepts of guard retention is to stay in line with them. My job as a passer, I want to be out here at an angle. The more angle I cut on the man, the higher his work rate's going to go. Okay, so now we're going to start in the full camp position. So my feet are on the outside. I'm posted on the knee. I'm occupying the inside position here on the far hip. And now we're going to drop our head. We're going to level change. We're going to angle our hips out, kind of almost at a 45. Okay, because as he starts resisting, we're going to continue looking to hold this pressure for as long as possible. Okay, that's the whole game. He, as soon as the bottom player can realign with you, the game is over. Or if your knees hit the mat, they realign, or your knees hit the mat. If you're the top player, then we'll count that as a loss, and you switch. Okay?
Tell me what you mean by realign.
Yeah. So I'm here, and we're playing the game right now. It's continuous until he's able to get his feet back in front of him and face me, and he's back in line. Or it's also going to be over if I'm here. Go ahead. And at any point, I hit my knees. Okay? The whole point of this for top player is for you to feel how to, in real time with all the resistance, feel how to distribute your weight, continuously looking to put my weight right here. Okay? That makes sense? Remember the other night, again, you can do this anytime you want. You can posture up on your forehead. You should be able to hold yourself up. This is the idea. I want like 70, 80% of my weight going into my forehead, except in this case, I'm not going to let the ground hold me up. I'm going to make his forehead hold me. Cool?
Is there a wind condition on top and bottom?
Just on the bottom. Just on the bottom. Yeah, no wind condition on the top. All right? All right, 1, 2, 3.
May not be like that.
Any insights from all that?
I need to work on horses.
Tracking the leg.
Yeah.
Tracking the leg.
Which leg? The near side leg?
Yeah, the near side. Yeah.
You're having trouble with it coming in and getting a hook?
Yeah, like I'm able to track it for like pretty decent, but it's like I have the problem of having to like back step over it. Because yeah, I'll try to like he'll get it in, but then I can back step over. But it's just like a constant fight of that. So I don't know if I need to step up more to like north-south or.
Well, maybe some of the details I'll share in a second might help. What were you going to say, Camden?
I found some success with my elbow, like over the hip line.
Can you show me? You did it on chat?
Like stopping tips in my head of it. But and also just being at an angle like this.
Yes.
Because if he's here, just stopping this leg.
Yes.
Pretty much impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah, being more north-south, it makes it harder.
So, yes. Back on your back, please. Thank you. All right. So here, and do 90 because I suck at this side. Or do 180 because I suck at this side. I suck at this side, let's be honest. I'm blind. All right. Couple things here, and then we'll move on. We went over this the other night, but I want to reiterate a couple of key details here. First off, where do I have the most leverage on this lever that I'm trying to manipulate or keep it back? The knee, right? I saw a lot just now, like a lot of right here, or even like all the way at the hip socket, like all the way up here. You have the least amount of leverage there, okay? So one of the reasons he might have been easily regarding on you could have been because I'm here, go ahead, but I don't have any leverage. See how easy it is for his knee to come to the inside?
Yeah.
But now come to the back. Okay. Yep. But now at the end of the lever, watch this, now go.
I have to use gloves.
It's much harder for him to get that knee to the inside. Secondly, what you were getting at, angle with our hips, okay? If we're out here, even if we're here at the knee and everything's right, and I even drop my head, if I'm out here, kind of perpendicular with his hips, right? I don't have nearly the amount of pressure that I'll have if I start to climb my hips north, towards north-south, almost like out here at a 45. And that's also going to be more realistic as he's really resisting and trying to get this knee in. It's like I'm constantly kind of circling up. Okay? So like the more that I angle my hips out here, the more I'm able to drive straight versus trying to drive like, how do I say that? I'm trying to pin this to the ground. So I really want it to be like opposite of all the weight that I can put on it. Like I want it to be on the complete opposite end and have nothing in between that's like in my way, if that makes sense. I'll even know if that even makes sense. I just know I have more pressure if I angle my hips out. Also, if I'm really low and sprawled out like this, right? I don't have nearly the amount of pressure because I'm distributing my weight across this wide area. But if I get my hips up, I'm way heavier because he's bearing the majority of my weight here. Okay. So we're not going to do camping again tonight. We're going to keep doing it though all month. So just keep those things in mind. Into the lever, angle. We really want the weight to be, or the space here to be filled up and constantly having a lot of pressure, specifically here. There's a moment in time where once I'm past where I can start to worry about his upper body and grabbing his head, things like that. Or I can even start walking him down, right? If I want to make his knees point away and then capture my upper body frames. But also don't be worried about, the upper body will be there for us to control when the time arises for us to control it. Prioritize occupying, dominating this space here, okay? Any questions on that? Cool. Okay, so next game we're going to play is going to be from chest to chest half guard. So here the starting position, if you don't know, is his legs are locked around my upper leg, okay? Like above my knee. If my knee is through, we're not going to count this as half guard, okay? If my knee is on the inside, this is half guard, okay? And specifically, we're going to start this game from chest to chest half guard. You can have your arms in any configuration you would like. Like we over, we double under. You can just go over the shoulders. I don't care, right? Right now, I specifically just want you to play from here, and I want you to, I want the bottom guy to escape, right? Get his knee back on the inside and regard. I want the top guy looking to pin this man. And what I mean by pin is covering his shoulders, covering his chest, and covering his hips, whatever that looks like. That could look like here, side control. That could look like here, mount, right? It can look, I mean, it's pretty much all it's going to look like probably, but if you find something new, I'm really interested to see it. All right, cover his hips. We'll also accept here where my foot is still stuck here. He still has my knee. We'll accept this too. Okay, quarter mount is what we would call this in jiu-jitsu. All right, any questions? All right, we're gonna play first, and then we're going to go into theory on it. All right, 1, 2, 3. All right, we're gonna play that game again. But first, we're gonna do a little chest-to-chest half guard theory. Can I use you, Luke? Let me give this old man a break. Okay, so some of you heard me the other night talking about if the guy gives you chest-to-chest half guard, like if he just wants to give it to you, just take it every time. And what I mean by this is a common way that we might end up here is if I go on my good side here, turn him really good. Kind of what was happening to you, right? And where's that? Yeah, Zach. Right? If I'm here and he starts to get this leg on the inside, I can even bait this sometimes. All right, Gordon's master at just baiting this. Right, I spent some time camping out here. He's tired. He's desperate. He eventually brings his left leg on the inside of my leg. His left leg, right? Yeah. He invites chest-to-chest half guard. Okay, for those of you who don't know this, like we went over it just then. You spent 3 minutes in it, but this is what we're looking for. My chest on his chest, and he's got control of my upper leg, one of my upper legs. Okay, so the reason we say that is because first off, with MMA guys, like half guard's great, right? I've got his hips pinned, so I'm not a fighter, but I know enough to know if I can pin the guy's hips, keep him locked to me, and I've got a free arm and I'm on top, I've got an advantage, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Dominant. That's one of the most popular positions for ground pound.
And in jiu-jitsu, this is where the famous saying, this is where black belts go to die, right? Chest-to-chest half guard. So I'm going to give you a couple of common things that you're going to encounter once you get here, because what I want us to get really good at is even baiting, getting into this position, seeing when it's available, taking it instantly, and then being able to have a really, really high success rate with passing from there. Okay, because once we get here, if we understand some fundamentals, our success rate should be really, really good from here. So we're not counting a half guard with a knee shield right now, okay? We're gonna go ahead and assume we've gotten chest to chest with the guy, all right? So you go ahead and lock your half guard. One of his first defenses is going to be a knee lever. So a knee lever is specifically when my knee is on the ground, and the closer that it gets to his tailbone, it might be easier if I turn this way, sorry guys. All right, the closer my knee gets to his tailbone, the easier it is for him to hit a knee lever on me. What he's gonna do is he's gonna put his right foot on top of his left, and he's going to effectively stomp his own foot, taking his far side knee towards the mat and using this underhook to start sweeping it over. Okay. Right. This is going to be one common way that he gets out of chest-to-chest half guard, or tries to. It's one of the tools he has available. To shut this down, does everybody understand what he just did first before I talk about that? Right? He put his foot on his own, go ahead and do it again. He puts his foot on his own foot, right? And now he uses this tension he has to kind of pull his knees pointed out, to pull it up and make it face the ceiling using a stomping motion from his near side leg here, right? And then he uses his underhook in order to sweep me over, okay? Make sense? I need to see it again.
Why aren't your right arm just posting out?
What's that? Oh, it totally could, right? It totally could. But it is like one of the common ways that he doesn't have many tools from here. One of the common ones is going to be attempted at a knee lever. even if it means it opens up something else.
Right, a little sweet.
But he's going to be looking for a knee lever. That's one thing he's going to be looking for.
Why not take that arm that you have?
I guess that's what I was
It's
asking.
kind of like
Like,
a
it's
trap and roll if you.
yeah, no, I see that. It's not my
Yeah.
first day.
What's that?
No, I was just curious. Like, I guess your question was kind of like where mine was. Like, why not trap that one if you could? Maybe I guess because he's fighting you and keeping that underhook. Maybe.
Yeah, he can trap it as well. Good. All right, he can trap this and use his underhook, and then it should be difficult for me to post out. He still can, right? Go ahead. Take it. I'm not saying he's gonna get it every time,
Yeah.
but it's one of his tools.
Yeah, I got you.
There's three main tools he's gonna have here. One of them is gonna be that knee lever. To shut this down, I'm really vulnerable to the knee lever, or he can't even use it if my knee is not here and close to his tailbone and on the mat. So the first thing we can do to go ahead and start shutting this down is I can start to angle get my foot actually planted on the mat and start to angle my knee upwards. Okay, go ahead and get a good half guard loop. Right, I start to angle my knee upwards. Okay, and then secondly, with this back foot, I don't want to be out here because then you're just gonna push me over. You can bridge it into me. Take it this way. Okay, good. So as I cut this angle, right, as my knee starts to point up, I want to take this back foot and cant it out or angle it out, right, with active toe. So it's still active. So even now, as he starts to try to bridge into me, it's very difficult. Okay, if it's here, it's gonna be way easier. Kind of similar to our posting rules with like when we were going over arm triangles a couple months ago. Talked about like if you don't have a good tripod, you just roll over like a log, right? Same concept here. All right. So here, he tries to his knee lever. It just frees my knee up. Okay, and then from here, I can start to get my quarter mount, or I can start passing over to side control, whatever it is. But number one thing we're going to do is make our knee, we're going to get our knee off the mat and start pointing it up. Okay. Next is he might try to hit an elbow escape here. If I'm really like lax about occupying the space, we talk about this all the time with guard retention. Okay, the battle is won and lost in this real estate. Okay, so if he's able to connect his knee to his hip and his elbow, he's winning. He's retaining guard right now. Okay, that's also how he's getting out. If I'm able to occupy the space, to dominate the space, then I'm in control. Okay, that's pinning and passing one-on-one. It's one of those things that's just always true. This is where the battle is won and lost. So if I'm really undisciplined about my knee position here in half guard, he can start hitting a knee elbow escape here. Okay, gets his knee on the inside, and I'm back in square one. Okay, he brings his knee shield in, we reset. Okay, so when I'm here in chest to chest half guard, I want to shut down the elbow escape and I want to shut down the knee lever all in one motion. We do this by getting our trapped knee up on the mat, angling our toes, and I'm going to occupy the space with my knee. Right? So it's literally pointed into his hip. So now as he goes to try to hit an elbow escape, it's very difficult. Okay. Lastly, the last major tool he has at his disposal to get out of chest half guard is a bridge, right? It's really the last one he has here. His ability to bridge, specifically into me, right? You want to bridge into me. His ability to bridge is going to be severely limited if I use my cross face effectively. Right now, his nose is he's looking at the ceiling. So he's way stronger right now. Go ahead. He can actually off balance me. Okay. But here, if I use my cross face, use my shoulder pressure to actually drive him away from me as he goes to bridge, it's going to be much more difficult. Okay. Lastly, what we're looking to do from here, using all the tools that we already have, we're shutting down all of his tools. This is where the pass starts to become easy. As long as we are disciplined with these things, he can fight. Go ahead. All I'm looking to do is beat the knee line beat his hip line with my knee. Okay, he can have the foot. I don't care about the foot. That's easy to free. But I need to beat his hip line with my knee. Okay. I don't want to go over more details yet. I want to give y'all just that and play the same game again. With the goal of the same goals: pass the side, pass the mount, or pass even here. As long as your knees have beat the hip line, you're covering his hips, and we're chest to chest with him. That's all I care about right now. Okay. Any questions on that? All right. 1, 2, 3. Just to recap. When we want to immobilize somebody, we want to keep, ideally, we want to be chest to chest with them, which in this case, we have the advantage that we already are, right? This is great. Next, we want to cover their hips, and then we want to cover their shoulders. Like that's what it is to pin them, right? So the thing I want to prevent him from, like, if Luke gets up right now, right? If he's flat on his back. We did this the other day, right? Start to get up. I'm going to pause you at certain spots. Okay. Let's see. Go ahead. 1. You see how he rotated over to a hip? Rotation. 2. He's building up to a post, right? Good. Keep getting up. He built more points of contact with the ground. He got his hips out of there, right? His shoulders had to come off the mat. His at least one of them, to the ability to rotate, and his hip to rotate, right? So shoulders and hips, if all 4 points here are pinned to the mat, he can't get up, can't rotate, right? And then he also needs his limbs to get up. We use these things to work backwards in order to keep people pinned and immobilized for long periods of time. So when I'm chest to chest with him, I'm already in chest to chest half guard. I'm already in like one of the places I want to be. I want to cover him center mass and make him bear my weight. The next thing I want to do is keep his shoulders covered. I have a good underhook here. I've got a strong cross face, so I can prevent his ability to bridge, and I can also help keep this far shoulder pinned for a good head position. Okay? I don't want to be lazy here, because if I give him strong frames, the more space I give him to frame, the stronger he's going to get. So I want a good head position. Feel like you're halfway. Next, I want to be methodical about how I go through this guy's hips and win the hip line, because that's where this battle is won right now. I've got everything else, right? The only thing I don't have is the hips. I got the shoulders, I got the chest. I'm controlling his head. The only battle I have to win now is the hip line. All right, so knowing all the tools, or some of the big tools at his disposal to get out of this position, we can work backwards from this. So I don't want to necessarily just like start getting really applying so much pressure for getting fixated up here that I get undisciplined with my knee position. Because right here, I saw a couple of you guys just get swept because you got so committed here and he just pushed you over, right? It's those kinds of things that like you were saying, Josh, like why don't they just put, but dumb stuff just happens sometimes because you get so fixated on something, like, you forget that, I could just post, or you forget that, I'm committing my weight too far forward. It's like, it's completely different when we're going live.
So like this, they're hitting 2 and 3 defenses, or 2 or 3 frames, or 2 or 3 different, chaining things together, because they're like, damn, I want to get got.
Yeah, so we want to make sure we're disciplined. If we're really disciplined here, we should be able to pass. And the battle is won and lost at how we position our knees, basically. Okay? So here, I want to make sure I keep everything nice and tight. I don't want to give him anything back that I've already won. All right? Next, as I start to point get my foot on the ground and point my knee up, watch how my body weight has to shift. If I just do like this, look at all the space here for his knee to come inside. Like, I'm just giving it to him, right? So we want to be disciplined with the position of both our knees. So here, as I start to shift, I want to make sure this left knee finds his hip as quickly as possible. Okay? And I'm active toes here. I'm also not getting off of him. I'm continuing to keep him pinned to the ground as much as possible. Okay? Now, if he tries to knee lever me, I've already beat the knee line. I don't know if you can see it. But the more he tries, the more he just kind of gets his own thighs out of the way. Lastly, if he tries to get his elbow on the inside, okay, it's pretty difficult. Okay. Next, he tries to bridge. I have a good cross face. Okay. Okay. It's pretty difficult. Lastly, I have a free hand here. I don't need to get up and look at him. I know that his knee is going to be there. So if he's still trying to hold on, okay, here, first, the more height I can build with my knee, the better. I can use this like heel to flip, kind of walk my knee as high as possible, okay? I don't know if y'all can see that. The higher I walk my knee, the better. Secondly, I don't need to look. I can keep all this the same. If I can frame with my hip or frame with my forearm and my elbow on the inside here, I can start to peel. And that's all I'm looking for right there. I'm just looking to peel his leg off just so my knee can peek through. At this point, I can come back. I can start to pass to the side, or I can start to pass to quarter mount. It's a lot, I know, but it makes sense. We're going to do this again, right?
I think when we were rolling, we were doing the same. Like I was doing that with him. He was doing it to me as well.
Okay, good. The great thing about this position too is as long as I'm really, even if he still has a little bit, as long as I'm really disciplined with my upper body control, I'm staying heavy on him, staying chest to chest. I'm keeping his shoulders pinned. I'm keeping a strong cross face. My hips can start to get light as they need to. Okay, so as I beat this, like, go ahead. As he starts trying to lock it back up, I can, as long as I'm disciplined with my knee position. I don't know if y'all can see my knee is still touching his hip on this near side to me. I can start to get heavy. I get even heavier and I can get lighter on my hips so that I can start to free up and be more mobile. Okay, so just play with those concepts. Let's do one more round, keeping in mind that as long as I have the upper body pinned and I'm dominating the space between his knee and his elbow, specifically on the near side and half guard, my hips can start to get light. Play with that. And you can play with anything you want with your feet to figure out how do I peel this guy's legs off, or make them, how do I go around the legs, or how do I peel them off? That makes sense? That too explicit? Any questions on this? Cool. We'll do some more of this next week, but let's get one more round in, and then we're gonna do one finisher, and then we're gonna start our comp rounds for whoever's competing. All right? All right, 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna start in mount with double unders, okay? Except where we normally just kind of play this game to maintain our double unders. Your whole job is to isolate a limb and break. Isolate and break, okay? Don't actually break, okay? Sure, but your whole job is to go for an armbar or a limb break. It should just be an armbar from here. If you somehow land a leg lock, kudos to you. All right. But I want you not choking anyone. You specifically can only hunt the break. All right. You're going to get a full 2 minutes, and then you're going to swap, and the other person is going to get a full 2 minutes. That makes sense? All right.
So if you get out of that bottom position, you go back there for that 2 minutes?
Yeah, if they manage to re-guard on you, okay. Actually, let's say if you lose your chest to chest or chest to back connection, as long as you maintain an upper body connection with your chest to them, keep going. If you lose that chest to back connection, because go ahead and start playing. We'll still count them out. Okay, this is fine. But if you separate or a knee comes in or anything, and you've lost this connection, then reset. What I mean by this is even if they start to turn, as long as I still have an upper body connection with my chest, and I still have a control of at least one armpit, one arm, I still want to keep following this. Cool. All right, 1, 2, 3.